So today we're doing another update on my mom's tank work. So honestly, I don't know where we're at, like on timeline. I know video wise, we did like the 1 week. Well, we did the initial setup, and then we did the 1 week, 2 week, and then we did a month update, and then we did about a month and a half. And I think at this point, we're about 3 months in now. So that's probably what this video is gonna be called, 3 months in. So obviously from the last video you guys saw, that was the very first trimming we did. Everything was growing in a lot good. So there's a lot of time that's passed between the last video you guys saw, because obviously all these are pre-recorded like I always say, and so a lot of time has passed, so a lot of changes. So the big change you can see, obviously this tank's really grown in, and I've been trimming it. I've been having to almost trim it weekly. Sometimes I get away with it. Usually right when I trim it, the next week I can kind of get away with it, but then definitely by the second week, I definitely have to trim it again. So about twice a month, which isn't honestly too bad, to be honest. But yeah, I've been the first time you guys saw me in that last video was the first time me rounding that bush off, and I've been doing that consistently, and today I'll do that again, and I'll show you guys that at the end of the video, so you guys can kind of see what it looks like now, even after it trims. But obviously S-Repens are really grown in. I've trimmed those a couple times as well, and those are looking really nice. I really like, they've turned out way better than I thought initially. So they're really filling in like all the roots. I think that looked really nice and sick. And you know, all the Ricardia, you can see just big patches, which I'll have to go through at some point just to kind of pick them out, and because they will get kind of crazy. But the shrimp are loving it, of course. But and then Hydrophila UK, I mean, you can see how big it is at the top. This mound is just huge. I mean, once I take a lift, you just see it's like half the tank up there. So I'll definitely have to go through and like I usually wasn't trimming it, but I think this week I'm definitely going to hack a lot of it out and really clean it up. But this Hydrophila, you guys probably didn't see this, but it started growing down. There was a piece up here that was kind of growing, and it kind of stayed low, and it started like branching down the root of the wood, which is really cool. And so I actually left it, and I think it looked really cool like that right there. So I left it, and I think it looked really sweet. The Boost and Anubias, about the same. You know, there's definitely new growth on it, but nothing, you know, too insane. And then the Hydrophila, so of course, like before you guys saw it, it was, you know, really growing tall in the back corner, and since I trimmed it, it's been really compact in this corner, which I actually don't mind. I think it actually looks pretty good. I prefer like this part over here to be open, and I think that just looks good for the fish, and just keep a little more open space so it's not too planted. But yeah, and then we also have, I don't think this was the last update, but I did actually plant some Pink Panther. So actually you guys definitely didn't see that because it was about a month and a half ago since that last update. So yeah, that one's growing in pretty nicely. It's just an extra plant that I had from the 60H that I planted in here, and hoping that grows actually pretty tall. And because unless you're looking for it, you don't really see it right now. So hopefully that actually grows pretty big and really comes out, because that's a really nice pink color. I think that'd look neat. And then I actually have a piece of Hydrophila chai, which is a really rare plant, as you guys know. It's about like the cheapest you'll probably ever get it is like 70 or 80 per tissue culture. It's usually about $100. I was able to get a hold of some, and I put some throughout all the tanks. This tank I have the one, and I don't know where the other one went, but this one's uprooted, so I have to plant that back today. It doesn't look like it's doing too well, which is surprising because everything's been doing pretty well in here. But I'll just replant it and just hope for the best. But I really hope that does really good, because that's a really neat plant. I really like it to grow in this tank, but we'll just see what happens. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'll get the trimming. I don't want to make this video too long. There's really no point in rambling. I mean, you guys can see, but yeah, everything's pretty much else is the same. I haven't done anything different. You know, I've been doing the weekly 50% water changes, obviously doing the trimming every week. I've been dosing Tropica just a little bit, not doing too crazy so we don't have too much algae. But you can see I haven't even cleaned it yet, and you can see how good everything looks. Like, it's actually really impressive how well this tank stays. But stock wise, it's pretty much the same. I had some more cherries. You can see some of these are really nice looking, really dark. But I did add a pea puffer. I don't know where he's at. He's usually out. But the only reason I had the pea puffer, because somehow I did end up getting pest snails in here, and I don't know how. I don't know. It must have. I did plant the Atra from. I got those trimmings from another tank, so that's possible that those snails rid on those, and that's the only thing I can think of. So we had a little bit of a pest issue, but now it's all gone. Like the pea puffers, like totally wiped them out, so that's nice. I don't know if I'll keep them here. I mean, I think everybody loves them, so I'll just keep them in here. Definitely nice and personal, but But yeah, other than that, I'll get the trimming and I'll come back to you guys at the end of the video. So just got done doing the water change and did a little bit of trimming like we talked. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. Obviously the water is a little hazy from everything moving all around, but yeah, it looks pretty good for the most part. You guys, see what I'm talking about now. The last video, obviously like a month and a half ago, which was that month and a half update, it wasn't as round, it wasn't fully grown in yet, but now it's pretty much like the stems are, tall enough now to where I can really do the effect I want. And yeah, that's pretty much how I'll do it. I wouldn't mind it being even a little bit taller, I'm not gonna lie. It's just it didn't really grow out that much this week, so maybe I'll leave it for an extra week this time and just let it grow maybe a little bit taller. But honestly, I mean, you guys can tell me what you think, but I think that looks actually not that bad, honestly. But, and then yeah, I cut, sliced up some of the S-ribbons a little bit. I didn't get too carried away. I probably should have done that one over there too. But as you can see, I chopped off most of the Hydrophilia pinnifilia UK, and so all of it will grow back pretty fast. I mean, definitely will. That stuff just grows like crazy in this tank. But you can see I just kind of hacked it off. But it's kind of cool. I didn't trim this off. I like how it's like it's like kind of like draping down. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that look. And I think I'm gonna keep it because the back, there's a piece hanging down here and the back down here. I'm not gonna lie, if I can keep like a little compact bush, because obviously now that I've trimmed it, I'm sure it's gonna grow way more compact now and lower to where, have a little bit at the top like we did, but then have like some of it like just straight hang down like a vine. I think that actually looked pretty neat. We'll try it out. We'll just let it stay there and see what it looks like. But yeah, other than that, I think that's all I'm gonna update you guys today. Again, I don't want to make this video too long. It's probably already about 7 minutes long. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next update. Or at this point on this tank, I'm pretty much only going to do updates. I mean, there's not much I can really do other video wise, but maybe if I think of something, I'd definitely do a video with this tank somehow. But other than that, it'll just be updates. So the next video, you guys might not see a video for a while in this tank then, because now we're at the point now where it's just going to be like probably once a month update, just like the other tanks. So yeah, but other than that, I'll see. If you guys have any questions, you comment down below or follow my Instagram at JJ Aquariums if you want to ask me literally anything. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.